快一点。
What are
is not available. We did not get your message either because you were not speaking or because of a bad connection. To disconnect, press 1. To record your message, press 2. Are you still there? To disconnect, press 1. To record your message, press 2. Are you still there? To disconnect, press 1. To record your message, press 2.
Oh,
Everybody said
nice. That's a great bookshelf.
Mute myself.
How long are you going to be on?
Good evening, everyone. We'll start in about 2 minutes.
Coco.
Good evening, everyone. It's my great pleasure to welcome you, the graduating House staff of 2020, along with your families, your friends, and your loved ones, to this unique yet wonderful celebration of the end of residency graduation. I am Dr. Patrick Cox. I'm the program director of the residency training program, tonight's virtual host, who thankfully has gotten a haircut since that picture was taken. I like to think I was forward thinking about what a COVID do was, but it's just plain embarrassing. So briefly, the rundown of our evening. After we hear comments from Dr. Steve Abramson, our chair of medicine, and Dr. Renee Williams, director of the Gastroenterology and Hepatology Fellowship Program, each of the associate program directors will call the names of those graduates in their advisory group in recognition of their graduation. Following this, I'll make a short closing statement with a virtual toast with hopefully some real champagne. So without further ado, I would like to introduce Dr. Steve Abramson. Dr. Abramson, a clinical rheumatologist, is the chair of the Department of Medicine and the vice dean of Education and Faculty and Academic Affairs at NYU Langone Grossman School of Medicine. And it is in these leadership positions that he has helped lead not only our program, but our department, our hospitals, our medical school, and our institution through the many challenges and opportunities brought on by the COVID pandemic. Here's Dr. Abramson.
Thank you, Patrick. And residents for the class of 2020, I want to join Patrick in congratulating you, your parents, your loved ones on this graduation day. Each and every one of you have completed a remarkable journey becoming physicians to this moment and have accomplished so much along the way. You've cared for hundreds of patients across our 3 institutions. You've helped so many, and you've comforted those that you could not help. This year was different from prior years, we all know, so that in addition to the normal challenges of becoming a physician and a resident, you confronted COVID-19, the worst scourge that we have ever encountered in modern medical history. Together, you were each part of a team of physicians that cared for over 6,000 patients with COVID at our hospitals. You worked long days, 6 days out of 7, for several months in a row. You devoted yourselves to the care of your patients for whom there was no cure. You did so at personal risk, with physical and emotional stress. You brought your talents as doctors and your personal grit as individuals. We cannot thank you enough. You'll now graduate and move to the next phase of your careers, but that too will be different than for all graduates before you. First, you'll continue to care for COVID patients in an era where there is yet no effective treatment. And second, and even more importantly than COVID, which will ultimately be managed by drugs and vaccines, you as physicians will have a deep obligation to join the fight against racism in our society. And so that you will work to address, and I know you will, racial inequities of care. But I also want to urge you to ensure that we all work in an anti-racist environment. And so while you care for your patients, be watchful of the treatment of your minority colleagues with regards to their experiences on the wards. Watch for mistreatments by patients. Watch for racial slurs that may occur from colleagues and attendings. Look after the young people that you will now train as students, residents. Be supportive, and as the phrase goes, if you see something, say something. Having trained here at NYU, we know that this commitment to your patients, to your colleagues, and to your community are part of your DNA. So as you move on, we thank you, we salute you, and we wish you the greatest success. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Abramson. Next, I would like to introduce Dr. Renee Williams. Dr. Williams is currently an associate professor, and she's the program director for the Gastroenterology Fellowship Program. And she's an active member in our medical community. As a state member of the NYC Colorectal Cancer Screening Guidelines Committee, she's a member of the American College of Gastroenterology Board of Trustees. Dr. Williams is a true NYU lifer, having received her undergraduate degree in computer science from NYU and matriculating at NYU, where she graduated with her medical degree and then was a resident in our training program. Renee spent a short stint upstate in SUNY as faculty at SUNY Upstate, but then she returned to NYU for her fellowship in gastroenterology and has been here ever since. Along with her active clinical and administrative activities, Dr. Williams is an accomplished researcher. Her research focuses on healthcare disparities in colorectal cancer and using simulation as an educational modality to improve outcomes of colorectal cancer screening in underserved populations. But her impact goes beyond that. She's a committed leader, both locally and nationally, to increasing representations of underrepresented minorities in academia, and is very involved in the local and national scene. Here at NYU, she's the director of DIAMOND, the Department of Medicine organization to nurture diversity, which was founded in 2001 when Renee was an intern. She's co-chair of the GMEC Diversity and Inclusion Committee and is an active leader in the BNGP, the next generation of academic physicians. And here's an interesting fact about Renee, that she recently served as the first all-female moderating team at the American Society of Gastroenteroscopy video plenary session at Digestives and Disease Weeks in 2018. This was the first time in DDW history that 4 moderators of the session were women. And as such, her work goes much beyond our walls and our generations. And it is a great honor to introduce a colleague, a friend, and a mentor, Dr. Renee Williams. Here's Dr. Williams.
I'm unmuted. Thank you, Patrick. A quick correction, I went to Upstate after fellowship, but I did do a short stint as a primary care doctor. And for those who are interested in BINGAP is building the next generation of academic physicians. It's been around for about 10 years, and we do a lot of work around increasing representation of underrepresented minorities in academia. We've had a lot of programming around that, and we've also published a lot of papers surrounding that particular issue. But I would like to say, just to start, I would like to thank Dr. Abramson for inviting me to speak today. And to be honest, I will say that it was a little challenging trying to figure out what to say. I'm going to start by acknowledging that this has been a very, very tough year. I think it's been very challenging for a variety of reasons. And you are all currently aware of the specific challenges that face as Black Americans, your colleagues, Black physicians, which those challenges start when you step into medical school, continue through your training, and also continue to your faculty life in many facets. And I think we're in a very historic time where this is finally being acknowledged and addressed in many different ways. So something I'd also want to say is I want to thank everyone and acknowledge everyone that has worked really hard around the COVID-19 pandemic. And I think with everything happening in current events, I've thought a lot about challenging times I've had in my own life. So I'm going to share 2 of those with you. So for those who don't know, I am from Jamaica, West Indies. I came here as a teenager. One of the first lessons I had in resiliency, when I was 11 years old, the island got hit by a Category 3 hurricane. And this hurricane essentially decimated the entire island. I will always vividly remember that time. I remember looking through the window and seeing pieces of houses flying in the wind. I remember trees falling on my own roof. And I remember wondering whether or not my house was going to collapse on me and my family. To give an idea, this is categorized as the most destructive storm to ever hit Jamaica, and over 100,000 houses were lost. And the aftermath of that was also very challenging. Obviously, there was no educational programs. We had no electricity, and we had a compromised water system for weeks to months afterwards. But in the end, we survived. We kind of had no choice. And I'll honestly say that was probably my first lesson in resiliency. The second thing I will share with you is 9/11. So Patrick mentioned, so Patrick Cox, myself, Mike Jinjigian were all the same intern class. We were interns when September 11th occurred. And to say that was a day that's etched in our memories would be an understatement. I remember coming to work that day and feeling it would be a normal day. I remember hearing that it was a terrorist attack. I remember the hospital going into disaster mode. As interns, we all got assigned to different jobs. A lot of our residents went down to ground zero to try and help. I remember hearing that there were explosives planted all over the city, including the bridges and tunnels. And I remember seeing my colleagues cry because we couldn't get in touch with our family members because we lost all communication. I think I stayed at work that night. I didn't go home. And the next day when I drove home, I lived in Queens. I remember driving through the Midtown Tunnel and wondering if that was going to explode because we heard that all the tunnels had explosive planted in there. And that 2-minute drive felt like an hour. So I just gave you, and one of the things I truly remember is the wall of faces. So a lot of patients came to the hospital and they were looking for their family members, and they brought pictures that they taped up in a wall. And this was from ceiling to floor. We had a hallway outside of Bellevue. And we walked through that wall of faces every single day for months. And I'm sure Patrick and Mike, who I hope is in the audience, will remember that because it was very difficult to look at those faces every day because you felt like you were walking through a graveyard. And I'll be very honest with you, to this day, I've never been to the World Trade Center Museum because I can't go in there. Patrick also, I think, has never really gone for the same reasons. But the one thing I've learned in life is that adversity can actually make you stronger. You can learn from it, and it can build strength, it can build resiliency, and it actually gives you skills that's going to help you going forward. I've also learned that it's important to look at the big picture because this helps to ground you and it helps delineate what is important. And I think I've also learned sometimes to let go and to move forward, to think about how can I change and be better. I think COVID-19 was a very harsh teacher. We've all been a part of history. It wasn't easy, it wasn't pretty, but in the end we survived and we did our best to make sure our patients had the best care possible, even when a lot of us were scared. For the graduating seniors, or I guess bar threes, this is an experience that's going to bond your class for life. You're going to go on to different areas, different spaces in your professional worlds. You may never see each other again, but when you do see each other, contact each other, this is going to be a bond that's going to be permanent because you all went through a certain struggle together, and it all will mold you and help shape your life going forward and how you deal with things going forward. For those who are going on to faculty positions, I want you to understand it's okay to ask for help. You're not expected to know everything or have all the answers, and to trust in your training and trust in yourself. Those going on to fellowships, congratulations. You may feel like you're starting over again, but not really. This is just a continuation of your journey. When we make mistakes, and we all do, we are human. When you make a medical mistake, I want you to remember something, and you're going to doubt yourselves at certain times. Hold on to this basic assumption, and this is something we use in simulation education. Remember that you're intelligent, you're capable, you care about what you're doing, and you want the best to improve. Whatever walls you may hit in your future, know that you will get through it, even when it seems impossible. And remember, walls are meant to be broken. You may climb over it, go around it, or break through it, but you will get through it. I think, you have to remember that you're all graduating from a program that gave you outstanding care, gave you outstanding training. You've all cared for patients from all walks of life. You've cared for the underserved, and you've had an extremely positive impact on their outcomes. You've seen the COVID data. From the COVID-19 pandemic, be proud of the work that you did. We all worked as a team, and we all stepped up to the plate in ways that we could never imagine. In terms of being inspired, I think I am very inspired by what I see happening today. I think right now the world is listening when it comes to issues of racial injustice. I think when it comes to systemic racism, and I feel for the first time that we have some chances to make some real change. Some changes have already occurred in small areas, but I think we have a very long way to go. But to end in the words of President Obama, I guess he said, change has come to America. And in that, I am inspired and hopeful. So I want to congratulate all of you guys. I know the year didn't turn out in a way that you envisioned, but I hope you can look back on this time and realize that it is going to give you some positives going forward. And if you come across a challenging time in the future, you'll have learned certain skills now and in the last couple of months that will help you get through it. And while the future is uncertain, understand that you will overcome anything that comes your way. And again, trust in yourself and never doubt yourself. Thank you. All right, it's very interesting speaking to a computer.
Thank you, Renee. Thank you for your words, for your action, for your leadership, and personally for your friendship. We've known each other a long, long way, and it's really good to see you. And so now we're going to transition and recognize the individual accomplishments of our graduating class. We're going to ask each one of the APDs to call out the names of those graduating residents within their advisory group for a moment of individual recognition.
Do I start?
We're just waiting for the video to load, Kevin.
I'm sorry, do you guys see Kevin?
Kevin's in the banner. The screen is not shared yet. Excellent. So that, Kevin?
Hey, thank you, Patrick. My name is Kevin Hauk. I'm one of the associate program directors, and it is my great pleasure to start sharing the names of our graduates with everyone here. So I'll start with Dr. Patrick Boland, Dr. Han Chow, Dr. Andrew Cornish, Dr. Samuel Citron, Dr. Rashad Doherty, Dr. Edward Kogan, Dr. Ike Levine, Dr. Oren Pail, Dr. Alice Pang, Dr. Jesse Raffel, Dr. Gregory Rubenfeld,
Hello, I'm Margaret Horlick. I'm the Senior Associate Program Director, and I am pleased to present the following graduates. Dr. David Dornblaser, Dr. Sean Duenas, Dr. Alexander Jordan, Dr. Hank Lee, Dr. Carolyn Mochwiller, Dr. Michael Natter, Dr. Cesar Soria Jimenez,
I'm Barbara Porter, and I'm pleased to present the following graduates. Dr. Mariam El Ashmawi, Dr. Sam Kozloff, Dr. Zoe Lawrence, Dr. Gregory Marecki, Dr. Scarlett Murphy, Dr. Nathaniel Nelson, Dr. Ian Yarrett.
I'm Neil Shapiro, and I'm pleased to present the following graduates. Dr. Andrew Armenius, Dr. Lisa Afuni, Dr. Ofer Fass, Dr. Roisin Finan, Dr. Amy Sun, Dr. James Zhao.
Oh, I was on mute. I was talking. I'm Dr. Jennifer Adams, and I'm so pleased to announce again, now that you can all hear me, the following graduates. Dr. Catherine Shelby, Dr. Colleen Farrell, Dr. Christine Schindler, and Dr. Kevin Yip.
I'm Dr. Richard Green. I'm one of the Associate Program Directors. I'm loving these pictures, and I am pleased to introduce, to announce the following graduates. Dr. Margot Hedlund, Dr. Megan Hossain, Dr. Annie Varnum, Dr. Benjamin Ware.
And I'm Patrick Cox, Program Director. It's my privilege to announce Dr. Nicholas Beccarino, Dr. Pamela Boudrin, Dr. Jack Bostrom, Dr. Michael Hessian, Dr. Raphael Rabinowitz, Dr. Ravi Shah. And unfortunately, Dr. Dickman sends his regrets. He is on call tonight and was called into a case. So I will take the honor of reading off his names. Dr. Watero Bina, Dr. Chethan Ramsarad, Dr. Pulkit Tonk, Dr. Alvaro Vegas Pelaez, Dr. William West, and Dr. Jennifer Wheeldon. Congratulations to all, one and all of our graduates. You have accomplished so much together. But what our slide here shows is the community that you have created. It is a community of learning. It is a community of support. It is a community of care. And what follows are a series of pictures in celebration of your community. So many wonderful pictures of celebration, of community, and we will be sending out all of those photos. And I did learn something about WebEx, that more awkward than speaking to the computer is clapping by yourself on mute. But I wish that I could be there in person to clap, to hug, to celebrate with all of you. So following our closing remarks and a brief toast, we will open up the virtual reception for all graduates to speak and to share. And this will mark the end of our celebration this evening. We will keep that session open for about 5 minutes and following. But I did also want to take this opportunity to thank Diana, Wendy, Rachel, Cartiana, Paulina, Effie, Michelle, and Florence for all of the work that they have done, not only in putting together this evening, but in all the work and support for all of us over these past 3 years. And so I will keep myself unmuted, and I want to thank you all for the work that you've done.
Yay!
All right. So I find it fitting to end with a quote about the end. In Lewis Carroll's book, Alice's Adventures in Wonderland, the king is advising Alice and the rabbit about the rules of the game. And he states, "Begin at the beginning," the king said gravely, "and go on until you come on to the end, and then stop." I first want to express my personal congratulations to you on this evening as we commemorate this tremendous accomplishment. I congratulate you, but I also want to thank you. You've allowed us all to participate in this process, and you have touched us all in our thinking and have become part of our patients' stories. You've always mattered to us. We've always known what your potential is and what would you accomplish. We've now seen it, and I am tremendously thankful to be part of that story. I will always have profound respect and admiration for all that you have accomplished through this challenging time. And as Dr. Williams said, because of your short experience with COVID, you have shared things that no other class before you has. And you will carry these memories with you, the good and the bad, for years and decades to come. And they will bond you with each other and your patients. And I hope that they inspire you to make that change, most important now, when change is needed to combat the structural racism and discrimination that is embedded in our society. When he signed the law that created both Medicaid and Medicare programs nearly 50 years ago, President Johnson spoke of a tradition that we share in this country. Quote, "It calls upon us to never be indifferent towards despair. It commands us never to turn away from helplessness. It directs us never to ignore or spurn those who suffer unintended in a land that is bursting with abundance." I believe that we can aspire for no more than to honor and uphold these words as each of us moves on following today. And over the past 3 years, whether you've seen it or not, you have all changed. And through it, you have accomplished something that is incredibly difficult, yet tangible. You have grown as a person and this in turn will improve the lives of the patients that you treat. You are now NYU physicians, and you are fantastic physicians. You're physicians I am honored to call a colleague, and you are physicians that gives me optimism in the world because I know that you will lead us to better places. And so I raise my glass to you. I wish you all well, great meaning and happiness in the journey ahead, because this is not the ending, it's only the beginning. Cheers, guys. Congratulations. We'll now open it up to the cacophony of the graduating class. If you happen to be in a room with more than one microphone, make sure that all but one is muted.
Everybody. Yeah, it is here. Oh, fuck. What's going on over there? Right. Yeah,
that food. Right. We'll get a booty.
It really does.
Soft.
Okay, dinner box.
Oh, here
This?
Yes.
Jared, do you want to click it?
There's sushi pasta.
Platter maybe? And then like a roll and then
I am down.
yeah, it's a party. Yeah,
So
you passed already?
yeah.
Oh my god.
And then I'm just like feeling sad, and then like getting some cheese, and then like
Yeah.
maybe with salt, especially because so like me and my girlfriend with like we were kind of split up. We said that in a few weeks' time we're gonna like reassess, which is kind of stupid, whatever. So, but like the last one we was trying out, and I'm like more disgusted and fat. So really, we should be getting like together. Do you dare me to just like stop? Yeah, like the whole class.
Act dead.
And yeah, Kevin's British accent and that is what?
How many beautiful family members,
Babies up there.
the babies. The community is growing.
Come here.
I think we're just gonna awkwardly stare at each other. I want to sign off. He's like, no way for anybody to take over the floor.
If there's anyone that wants to speak, please do.
You're supposed to say. No. How's that? Does that look fair?
Yeah.
We didn't look.
just say you're gonna.
Well. Well.
I feel Dr. Will West should say something for the class.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he does. Wow. I don't even know. Here I am.
A better one ever.
But it's nice to be a part of this weird graduation. Weird and special and sweet in its own way. Like squinting actually to like look at this grid of people. Nice to see all your faces. Wish I could be in the same room with you all, but congratulations.
Well, I will admit I'm wearing shorts. Is there anyone else on the call who's wearing shorts?
I'm not real.
Yes.
Definitely shorts.
Yes. It was quite awkward when I went out to get the mail earlier and I didn't realize it.
No, we want proof.
This is my second graduation tonight, you know.
You up for WebEx?
Although actually, I must admit I'm doing seltzer this evening.
Well, what are you wearing? What? This is like.
Most people are not.
We were unavailable, but we did an interview like Pride, like LGBT and
What was that?
things in the. Did I ask one?
No, it was like LGBT.
I was right. Why?
I feel like there was an extra syllable.
LGBT. Well, LGBT. Shit. I don't know. Anyway, just talking about like what it's like to be a producer. Look, kind of like like just specific, but either because he's a very anxiety-ridden person. That was like really crazy and cool that he did that. Actually, talked to a ton of people.
Did Ed sign out? I don't. Oh, there he is. Does anyone else wish? I use this line with Nick. Does anyone else hope that a bird shits on Ed's head while he's outside?
Oh, thanks.
The rest of us are inside.
Vacation at the end. This is my graduation gift.
Very representative of 2020.
Well, guys, I'm going to sign out. Once again, I know I've said this before, but there is a time when we can come together to connect, to hug, and share and celebrate the work that you've done, and share in the stories of where you've gone, because we will be thinking of you a lot. So congratulations, cheers. I wish you all well, and thank you for everything.
And not mine. I'm waiting for it.
Bye, guys.
Thank you, Patrick.
Thank you. Yeah, thanks everybody.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Dr. Williams.
Oh,
Thank you, Dr. Williams.
you have to say something.
Congratulations.
And one last time, 17 West 1, baby.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Bye.
Like patio out in the sun.
Ugh, so Long Island.
Congrats all.
For Long Island.
Yeah.
Congrats, everybody.
Diana, what do you have to say about this class?
17 West 1, baby!
You guys are amazing. Those pictures were awesome. I'm gonna send you guys all the slides, okay? So you have it. It was really nice. We were crying as they were putting them together. That was really nice.
Aww.
I know. So keep in touch and good luck.
Yeah, thank you, Diana.
We'll miss you.
We'll miss you.
Thank you, Diana. We missed you.
Diana.
Reach for the bottle.
Oh, Rose. We got a bottle of something.
Oh my god, I got so many text messages during this.
This dog is super cute.
I didn't have my phone on me.
This dog is mad cute.
Getting any text messages.
Yeah, I've gotten 0 text messages.
What the hell is going on?
David's just so popular. Stop.
Me during the
Y'all wanna get some food?
Let's get some food.
Let's keep Scott till the bitter end.
Okay, congratulations, everybody.
How, bro, you think you're gonna last us? We're gonna be here until what time is it? Yeah, I got a few. I had nothing to do.
This ain't our first graduation.
I'm wearing shorts.
I'm not wearing nothing.
Buddy, peace out.
Okay, that's too much.
Guys, this is the most 2020 way to graduate of all time.
What a clusterfuck.
And yeah, this is reflective of the chaos of the last 3 years. It's been glorious, guys.
Yeah. Try to squeeze some faces in there.
Yeah, look, come on, faces.
And with Margot's profound thoughts.
Yes, please.
Hey, who is Pam? Who? That's not just Pam back there. I see.
Yeah, where's like?
Are they
Come on.
cheating?
Hey, it's
Come
Jack. I see Jack. I see Jack. Who else is back
Come on,
there?
Pam.
Pam's hiding behind something.
Pam.
Roisin. Who else?
It looks like Chiefs.
You guys are all silent.
Yes.
Oh, there you are. Hey, that guy! You guys look like friendly. What are you doing there? Get out of there.
Look at James' shocked expression.
Which one?
Ike, what you eating? Ike, what are you eating?
Alice doesn't.
Will, what makes you think I'm eating something?
Yay! All this exposed brick everywhere. We really made it. We really made it.
Nice apartment.
Yeah.
That's Rashad.
I like Rashad.
Okay.
Yeah, dude.
I do.
Yeah, me too.
Who's going to the champagne pop on the 29th?
Yeah.
Champagne poppers?
Yeah, it's the one that I thought was this
There's a couple
afternoon.
poppers. There's a couple poppers. Jalapeno poppers.
Poppers. Hey. So I still have that like $100. Like what kind of things you want? Anybody got any ideas?
So what do you guys want to talk about? What should we talk about now? What do you guys want to do? What do you guys want to do tonight?
Will, what's going on with you?
Not much.
Do you guys want to come out to the East Village?
You guys want to come out to Long Island?
Yeah.
I want to go to Long Island.
Damn, don't lie. Come on.
Let's see if I can turn this thing around. Is this one? I see what's out there.
Look at that. My parents don't want to say hi. Oh my god.
What?
Mike, is that the house that you closed on?
This is the house.
Nice, congratulations.
Oh yeah.
Mike.
7 years in the making.
Sounds brutal. I'm still waiting for my appraisal.
Wait, what do y'all want to do for dinner?
I'm already halfway through dinner.
Are you eating cookies?
Yeah.
Are those cookies
Cookies are for dessert, and then there's a muffin. There's a big blueberry muffin waiting for me.
So, sushi, Chinese food, Thai food.
Yeah, sushi sounds good. Okay.
Yeah, get out that watermelon.
Hey.
Bye.
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 Bye. As a food aficionado, I'm gonna.
Chafin, when'd you get your haircut?
Can you hear us? I can't. If you guys can hear us or not.
I'm hearing everything you're saying.
I got my haircut this morning.
It looks good, Chafin.
Great.
Thank you, Warren.
Agree to disagree.
I thought we were agreeing to.
Guys, it's time. Where's your drink? Raise your drink.
Ike's trying to cheers. Let's get some.
All right.
Where's Will? Ike, you're not even ready.
It's like it.
Ike, you should do a toast.
Toast to 3 great years and a lot of good memories, a lot of good friends, crazy experiences, but some things we'll never forget. Maybe one day we'll play spike ball in Central Park. Jenny?
Ready?
I'll miss you guys.
There's Will. The centerpiece of graduation.
You guys have my screen on jumbo?
Lisa, what does Nikki's shirt say?
Drop it.
Relax, my mom's a doctor.
Maybe.
Hi. Good.
Megan, where's your godchild?
Yeah, where is my godchild?
Oren, where's your real child?
Oh, get him! Get him!
Yeah, guys, Megan is Leo's godmother.
Oh, cute.
I think it's more exciting than graduating.
Past bedtime or what?
Yeah, he'll be up soon, but I think
Yeah.
You'll know.
one of these days we'll do a residency baby meetup. All the babies.
I don't want to pressure you. Take haircuts.
We're keeping him alive.
These are much harder. Much harder because they don't cry when they get older.
You said it the other day. Oh God, you're dead.
You know,
Actually, I think
Yeah.
there's a nice haircut.
Oh, cutie.
Really nice.
Oh.
Yeah. I don't think there's another page.
that's my
I love the lineup at Pam's house. It's such a good. Thanks for the invitation.
I know.